everybody, vlog number 6 here on June, what's today's date? June 23rd, 2009. Want to talk a little bit about what's going on in Iran, and in particular the response from the United States. Barack Obama came out and said today that basically that what's going on in Iran is an outrage, but made it clear that there was no involvement of the CIA involved with the staging of any of these protests. You know, when a government comes out, as George Bush came out in just after 9/11 when he spoke to the UN, he said never tolerate any outrageous conspiracy theories regarding 9/11. And essentially Barack Obama's come out and said, you know, the CIA had nothing to do with this. And they mentioned it over and over again because there have been questions of whether or not this was a stage demonstration, staged rioting, staged protest, at least to blame some sort of CIA, Mossad, MI6 style covert operation. We know in history that our government has staged false revolutions, color revolutions in Indonesia, Burma, in Iran with the overthrow of Mossadegh, as well as in Georgia. So for those who are just saying, oh, there's no way that our government had anything to do with it, you know, history shows otherwise. So I don't know for sure if that's the case, but history, like I said, history shows that our CIA has had involvement with overthrowing a regime in Iran in the past. And whether or not this is anything like that, no hard evidence has come out. You know, that U.S. journalist that was released in Iran was suspected on spying in Iran. And you also have those 2 journalists in North Korea, so possibly maybe a same situation going on in North Korea, possibly. But a lot of people are questioning, you know, whether or not why Barack Obama hasn't come out, you know, and said, you know, there's going to be some sort of response or retaliation. Well, for one thing, we don't belong in their affairs. It's their election. It would be like China after the 2000 and 2004 election fraud that put Bush into power, and yeah, both those elections were stolen. Look at the evidence. That'd be like China coming and saying, you know, and making statements and threatening action. You know, it could be possible that this was all just, you know, boiling over. People were tired of the Ayatollah's rule, and they feel that there was some sort of vote fraud, which it's possible, but that's for them to decide. That's if this was a legitimate protest and a legitimate demonstration, it is for them to decide, not for us to get involved with. But like I said, our involvement in Iran in the past is definitely questionable, and Americans really don't know their history very much, so it's easy to just pass it off as conspiracy theory again. But so that's pretty much all I have to say about that. Got the new Mars Volta album today on CD. Good CD so far. Listened to it like twice, and I'll probably do a review on it at some point. It's late, so I gotta get to bed. But anyways, we'll see with, you know, in the coming weeks to come, you know, what's gonna happen with Iran. I just find it very interesting, and especially with things like this. Here, I've got my YouTube thing up, CitizenTube, and if you notice, it's all these, you know, all of these YouTube clips taken from people on the streets in Iran And I find it quite interesting if you go back. If you go back, you can see like their video. It says places to go. U.S. government, the White House, Senate Hub, the House Hub. All of these governmental YouTube pages. And it's clear that Barack Obama and this administration is using the internet to propagate their information and the way that they see the world fit. Yeah, so interesting. Anyways, so goes the world. That's pretty much it. I will try to get back onto Mars Volta review at some point. Oh, I guess I can. Let me see. How much time do I have here? I'm going to just turn this around real quick. Oh, I've got 2 minutes. Let me just explain real quick. You know, when I say the government stages coups and color revolutions, what happens is, and if you read the book Obama, The Postmodern Coup by Webster Tarpley, he outlines it very many situations in which top military brass go over to third world countries, especially when there's like a tyrant, rogue administration, usually anti-Western, anti-United States. They'll go in there. They'll set up talking groups in local colleges with the youth. You see, this is all in Iran. This is all youth. And what happens is that they tell them, you have rights. Demand democracy, demand freedom. They rally all these people up and let them go. And basically, what happens is rioting, protests, and eventually the regime gets overthrown, either by force or by usually the leader will go into exile, and they'll install a pro-Western tool of the U.S. government, like Saakashvili in Georgia, and use that person to get what the United States and the globalists want. So that's the way usually it happens. If you have any questions or anything, drop me a line. Study it, research it, and look up Mossadegh and look up what our government did in '53. That's about it. Take care. See you later.